So welcome everybody to another episode of the J2 Hub podcast. And again, we've been very consistent this year. We've been recording regularly, which is good. And that's exactly what we wanted to do. So look, today I'm joined by a very special guest. How can I introduce this person? So I met this person almost 2 years ago now when we were working in a brokerage together. And our friendship started as any normal work friendship started, and it slowly progressed into a very close friendship. And from there, we then decided not so long ago to set up our own brokerage, and we became business partners. So today, we're going to talk about a range of things. We're going to talk about life in a brokerage, working for somebody else, the issues that we found as brokers working for someone else, how people tend to conduct their business here in Dubai, how real estate agencies are run in Dubai. And then we're also going to talk very much about an area that we've been focusing on and solely focus on. And we wanted to give our investors a more in-depth insight onto how things are going in this area and why we feel it's one of the best areas for anybody to be investing in right now in Dubai for future growth and for maximum returns. So, without more of a fuss and an intro, I'm going to introduce Behniya, my business partner.
Hello, James. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I've got no choice. Yeah, so me and B have been, well, for everybody listening, I do call him B for short because for some odd reason, after 2 years, I still have trouble pronouncing his name. So more shame on me, hey?
No, I got used to it.
Yeah, you got used to it. Okay. So if anybody wonders why I'm referring to him as B, because that's what I call him. So look, me and B, we go quite a way back now. So, you know, I think I'll let you tell a quick story on how we met and where we met. And if you want to share some names, share some names. If not, you can keep it totally anonymous.
So we were working in that brokerage together, and the first day you joined, I remember you closed your first deal in the Damac lagoons.
That's correct, yeah.
And usually I'm not going to the new joiner and talking to them, but I don't know why. When I saw your name in the group, I just came to you and said, look, congrats, man. It was a big deal. No one can get the unit in that developer, especially in those projects, because it was crazy. They were selling out with like 1 or 2 hours maximum.
Yeah.
And you got the unit there. So it's all started from there.
Yeah, I remember now, yeah. I mean, that was a very odd deal because that was one day out of training. I didn't know how the system worked. I didn't know what an EOI was at the time. I didn't even know how the developers worked. I didn't realize how many agents are actually sharks when you arrive to try and book a unit.
True.
So I'll talk you quickly through that day. I remember that day quite clearly, and big up Dave the client, who's now become a friend. I call him Golf Mad Dave, and that's the reason why we started taking golf lessons, so we can play golf with Dave.
That's why you took me to the golf.
Yeah. So next time he's here, we can play golf with Dave. But yeah, that day was a very odd day, like walking into the Coca-Cola arena and being a new broker and not really knowing how this system works. And I remember one guy saying to me, he goes, is that your client? I went, yeah, that's my client. He goes, brother, let me give you some advice. And I was like, here we go. He goes, don't go toilet and leave him on corner. I go, what do you mean? He goes, somebody will try and steal him and close him on a deal. And at that point, I realized how sharky this environment is. And it's absolutely right. Even after he had closed the deal with me, there were several other brokers just pottering around. And one of them actually knew him. And they said, oh, man, look, I showed you this project. Like, how come you didn't come to me? He goes, because you've called me every other day. You tried to sell me shit. So I wasn't interested. And James, you know, really nice approach. And I'm thinking, man, I've been in this field 24 hours and I'm coming up against people that have been here for years. So it was a very, very, very odd time trying to close that deal because I still look back then and I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah, it's, look, even for me it was shocking. You just came from London, I think 2 weeks before that, or 3 weeks before that. And you just closed your first deal in the first day working for a big company.
Yeah.
And that was crazy, man. That was crazy.
You know, come to think of it, I'm sure they gave me some cinema tickets that I never received, actually. I think I might try to claim those back, but hey.
Good luck.
Yeah. So I think then after that, we kind of became close. We were always in early, I remember.
Yeah, I remember. At that time, I wasn't married. So I was coming to the office almost like 7:30 a.m. And you are the one who was already there.
Yeah.
So it's all started from there, I believe. And then we went out for some drinks, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure it was a team building. Like they teamed us up together and said, go somewhere and discuss ideas on how you're going to gain new sales.
I remember at that time I was focusing on JVC.
Yeah.
And that time you quite liked JVC. Not
Yeah.
anymore, I'm sure. But that's where it started teaming up together and working on JVC. We went visit some developers together, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that's how it started.
Yeah.
To being a team. And then we became friends.
Mm-hmm.
We became like a family. I came to your home. You visited my home.
Yeah.
It's all that started.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, look, it was, we knew early on that we would probably end up doing something together.
True.
But we just didn't know what it was at that time, because I think both of us, for whatever negative experience we had at the brokerage that we were at previously, there's a hell of a lot of positives for that brokerage. And, you know, big up the owner of that company, because he knows exactly what he's doing. And for me, the training and the education that came out of that place was fantastic.
We learned a lot from
Yeah.
that corporate, man.
Yeah.
We learned a lot. We had good mentors there.
Yeah.
We had really good mentors.
Absolutely. So I don't diss the firm, you know. Sadly, the way I was let go, reinstated and then resigned, was very, very odd, because that's never happened to me. It's the first time I worked for anybody in 20 years. And, you know, it was very amateurish, the way they handle situations, which I felt very disappointed in. But nevertheless, great place to work at. You know, a lot could be said, a lot could be changed. You know, any business can be improved. But I guess as an outsider looking in, it's easy for me to say. But, yeah, great education from that place.
I'm always telling people, especially the new joiners, join from big companies.
Yeah.
Start with the big companies. And let's say the name was good for us.
Absolutely.
We learned a lot.
Yeah.
We made the connection. We had good mentors, as I said.
Yeah.
And it's always good for the new joiners. But there are some negative points as well.
Yeah. B, do you feel that a company gets to a certain stage where, say, like the owner doesn't even know what's going on within his organization anymore?
Yeah. Once you become a corporate, you become a money-making machine.
Yeah.
So people are numbers to you. And you don't care what's happening. You don't care what's going on. As long as you see the numbers and people show you the numbers, you're happy.
Sure.
In some companies, these things are happening right now.
Yeah. Well, you know, I experienced several things there which I thought, how can this happen? Like, one of the things was like, you know, the firm was leaking money. And what I mean by that is, like, it was okay for them to make a payment to a client and it's gone into the wrong account. No one knows where that money's gone. And another 200,000 dirhams is paid to the correct account. And I'm thinking, okay, so it's as easy as this to correct a mistake. But why are these mistakes happening? Does management know about this? Does the boss know about this, you know, or overpaying commissions or underpaying commissions? It's like it happened on several occasions. You know, I think once myself I had to go and say, look, you've overpaid me here. And the response is like, just go away. It's like, it's too difficult for us to deal with to try and reconcile the accounts.
But that's the issue. When someone is overpaid, for sure on the other side, someone is underpaid.
Yeah.
So some agents, when they receive the money, they will not go back to the accounts and say, look, you gave me this much extra. They keep it, and tomorrow, if the other agents get less, they cannot claim it because they already paid. It went out from the accounts.
Yeah, of course.
And we experienced these things as well.
Yeah.
Experienced before.
You know, I think looking at agencies now and being in this space for a couple of years, and you know, I've been in real estate for over 20 years from London, and you know, London is a dog-eat-dog world as well. So being in this arena for a long, long time, I understand how it works. And being a business owner, employing excess of 25 staff myself, I know what it's like to employ. And the one thing that always sticks out for me in Dubai, and especially real estate agencies, is that real estate company owners don't seem to value staff. They don't seem to value good staff. They don't seem to value members in the team that are prime people. Instead, it's like, when the going's good, the going's good. But if one slight mistake's made, or if they don't like something, very quickly they can make somebody feel like a piece of dirt, and they can very easily get rid of them. And I'm finding that I always seem to see this, like there always seems to be a small percentage of brokers that are the ones, I call them the ones, as in the ones that seem to regularly deliver, regularly close, and regularly seem to be getting some crazy leads, you know, because I experienced it firsthand. I mean, I had a very juicy lead given to me, and suddenly when someone found out what the value of the lead was, the following day that lead had disappeared. And all this cock and bull story was made up. And then when I found out who it went to, I'm like, okay, I get this. This is the guy who's prepared to lick arse, you know, or lick the top arse to be where he wants to be. And the lead's gone to him. And it was like, okay, now I'm starting to understand how this place works, you know. They've got a select few that close, get all the juicy leads, the money comes in. And then they've got a second tier of brokers that are kind of like, you know, they'll get good leads as well, and because they know they can close. And then you've got a load of brokers that just get the kind of, if I was going to say, if you're eating a steak, they just get left the fatty bits, you know, and it's like, go and work that shit out. And I seem to see that pattern again and again in different brokerages.
Favoritism.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, in an easy way. I've just gone around the houses, but
yes.
Yeah.
This is happening. When the company grows, these things will happen. And you cannot stop it. It's good for the owner. It's good for the top managers. But brokers who are not in that circle, they have so much pressure on them. They cannot close. They've been in the market for 6 months, 1 year. We saw agents. They've been in the market for 1 year, and they couldn't close even one rental.
Yeah.
Because of the favoritism.
Yeah.
They weren't receiving the leads.
It's a very difficult industry to be in. And, you know, I think Dubai paints this picture that real estate is so fantastic out here and it's glitz and glams and you can earn millions. Now, look, I'm not denying it. You can. But there's a very small percentage of people that do that. So when people are thinking of coming out and getting into this field, just be warned that it's going to mentally test you. It's going to test your wallet. It's going to test how thick your skin is, because it's one of those ones where if you don't put in, number one, you got to put in the work. There's a hell of a lot of work that goes in.
It's 24/7.
Number two, don't rely on the leads that you're getting. Number three, you really want to be building your own kind of campaign, becoming your own kind of specialist, carving out a market, understanding this. Now, if you don't understand the basics, don't come, or go and understand the basics before you come. And don't let any brokerage say to you that you need 3 months worth of expenses. I would say to you, you need at least a year's worth of expenses so that you can fully concentrate on going in and closing deals, because Dubai is an expensive place. You know, it's a kind of place that's going to eat you, chew you up, spit you out, and then you're back in DXB International waiting for the first flight to go home, and you fucked about for a year and wasted your time, all because somebody's trying to sell you a false promise. So I would always say to any broker listening or anybody thinking, you know what, I want to get into this, just tread on the side of caution a little bit, you know, do a little bit more deep diving, do a little bit more digging and see, is this actually what you want to do? Because it's a tough industry.
True, I agree with you. Look, when someone wants to join real estate, as you said, I'm always telling them, at least have 6 months of expenses. At least you are covered for 6 months. You have enough saving for 6 months. And it starts with the big companies. Look, I said that big companies, they have the issue of favoritism to passing the leads. But they are the one who will educate you to enter the market. I worked for a small company, I worked for a big company, and now we have our own company. When I started with a small company, the problem is that they just hired me and threw me to the fire. I didn't know what is contract A, what is contract B, what is contract F, how to sign MOU, how to speak to the clients, which area to focus on, how to get the data. If someone is asking me, what is the value of my property, how should I do that? They just gave me a database. They told me, call, get property, get listing, you can sell. That was the issue. But when I joined the big firm, they trained me for 2 straight weeks, gave me all the tools to work with them, how to gather the data, how to do the evaluation of a property, how to make a listing. If you got a client, how to make contract A, B, F. These are the important things.
Yeah. I think, look, it's education. You can't put a price on it. You know, some firms do it really, really well. Some firms do it really shit. Some firms have a whole kind of perspective of let's employ as many people as we can. We'll chuck all the shit to the wall and we see what sticks, you know. And when I say what sticks, which is a good one, which I'm particularly not favourable of, but I guess it is what it is.
I agree.
So, on the flip side, B, I mean, what would you say makes a good real estate broker here in Dubai then?
Look, we experienced the negative point and the positive point to working for a firm. When we were working for a big firm, just going from one firm to another, one company to another will not make a difference because they're all the same. They show you a green grass. Once you enter, there's nothing there.
It's sand.
It's sand. Yeah, because you already worked there. You have experience for 1 year or 2 years. So joining another company, and we have some companies in Dubai which are big names, but they're all in the same level. Doesn't matter how they do the marketing. They're all in the same level. One is better in off-plan, one is better in secondary. But at the end, they're same level. What will make a good company is, maybe it's a cliche, but you have to act to your agents, behave with your agents like they're your own friends. They're your own families. I'm always saying, me as a business owner here, we as a partner, if we receive a leads even on an Instagram page, our personal Instagram, we should pass it to other agents. If you're closing in a month and someone else is not closing, go support that agent. I don't believe in morning meetings, Monday morning meetings, Tuesday morning meetings. I'm sorry to say, but it's bullshit.
Yeah.
We have to do Friday evening meetings. What was your problem?
Yeah.
How we can help you to grow. Because everyone can access to all these websites and have the new launches.
Yeah.
Get all the data. How many transaction was done last week? It's cliche. If someone wants to work, they have to know their tools. You just have to support them to get better.
True. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, and I guess that's the reason why we are focusing on Friday afternoon meetings. As much as it might be a troubled time for people like to finish on Fridays, but our whole Friday afternoon meeting is all geared around having some kind of culture in the company as well, because we found very early on that there seems to be a lack of culture in a lot of firms where you just bust your balls all week and you go home at the weekend. There's no culture where there's a doubt, like, you know, let's just decompress, let's unwind, let's go and have a beer together. So the reason why we've done a Friday afternoon meeting is more so that we can meet in a pub, maybe have a few beers, see what everybody's thinking. Let's see who's got some problems. What are your issues? You know, if you're a new broker, or if you're going through a bit of a dry spell, or you're struggling with a campaign, you want to do some paid advertising, pay-per-click stuff, or you want to run funnels, how can we assist you? How can we as a team sit down and make this guy who's struggling this week a success? And, you know, I think bringing the whole team together and having the correct vision, and everybody must share the vision, you know. I think you're right when you say that there's too much bullshit with, you know, Monday morning meetings where it's just copy and paste from a DXB report in a fancy looking template, gearing up a team. Oh, yeah, you know, welcome guys, you know, this week we're going to do... It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Anybody running a meeting in Dubai real estate field should be in the trenches themselves. You can't have somebody who's a CEO or an MD of a company and they've had some bullshit career that has no relation to real estate. You have to have gone through the shit yourself so you can live it. You know, don't just come and show us a report to say this is happening, or let's cheer on this person, they did really well this week. It's almost as like people get these jobs in firms as MDs and they have to pretend to show that they're doing something just to motivate a team. And I find you can quite clearly see through people like this. You know, a sharp suit, a fucking DXB copy and pasted report all across the Canva template with some geared up music is bullcrap. It's bullshit. Sit down with your agents, ask them what their problems are. Don't show them that 3 people this week have closed this and it's success. If somebody's feeling like shit, your Monday morning meeting is geared to make them feel even more like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they see everyone else are closing and they're not.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You have to support them. And I agree with you because, look, we are into sales. Okay, I'm not denying it. But we are not selling cups. We are not selling shirts. We are not selling phones.
Yeah.
We are selling real estate, properties. These properties, these money that people are spending on the property might be their lifetime investment.
Yeah.
So you have to know, at least you have to experience it before.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least you have to buy a property for yourself before. So you know the feeling.
Yeah.
You cannot just sell anything. There's, again, I'm sorry to say, but there are so many bullshit projects in the market with a post-handover payment plan, with a complicated payment plan, which is like 1% now, 1% after 6 months, then 7%, 2.5%, 3.75%. They're just making it complicated. When you do the calculation, you're paying the exact same amount until the day of handover.
Yeah.
So you cannot just sell all of this to your client because for you, it's 2%, 4%, 5% commission.
Yeah.
You care about the commission. But for the other guy on the other side, it's his lifetime investment. You have to care about him. Tomorrow, if you take the handover and he bought the property from you for 1 million, what if he can sell it only for 600,000?
And that's happened, right?
I saw that. I took handover for my clients in specific developers, which they pay 2.5 million for a 1-bedroom, which today it's 1.7 million.
Oh.
I didn't sell them off plan. I helped them to resell it in secondary market.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a property which they bought 6 million in a prime location. Today market value of that property is 4.5 million. After 4 years waiting for an off-plan project to be delivered.
Wow. Wow. And that's somebody who's been advised in the wrong way by a broker, right?
Of course. Look, some brokers, they don't know. And they don't want to do the research to find out the reputation of a developer. Okay, they have a big name in the market. I agree, because they have so many projects. But what is their reputation? They just want to sell because it's a higher commission.
Yeah.
Because they have a spot cash offer.
Sure. Yeah, and generally the shitter the developer is, the higher the commission, right?
Of course.
What we find, yeah, because we regularly get messages, obviously being a brokerage now where we have registrations with every developer now, and I think there's in excess of 100 developers or something like that. Some I haven't even heard of, and I see it in the company groups when it flies around with a new project and you're like, damn, what the hell is this, man? Who are these guys? Like, and I think that's the reason why we kind of, as a duo, as business partners, very much focus on one area, True. And it's an area that we like. And it's an area that we believe in. It's an area that we're invested in. It's an area that we live in. It's an area that we go and have beers in. So, and we're known in that area, And I think more and more agents, especially if an agent's listening to that and they're new and they're struggling, you've probably heard this age-old cliche, know your patch, know your area, focus on an area. You know what? That is a very, very good piece of advice. Like soon as you know one area, and you really become an expert in that area where you live there, you breathe it, you eat it, you go there, you constantly want to know more about the area, how it started, you're going to find that when you're speaking to a client, your passion's going to come through. Client's going to think to yourself, damn, this guy is very, very knowledgeable in this. He's not just saying to me, oh, sir, buy this project is 10%, down, you're going to make this return. That bullshit line that you hear. People talking about ROI and they don't even know what ROI is. They're talking about this calculation, this yield, the word net yield, gross yield, and they haven't got a clue themselves. So be that knowledgeable person who really knows his shit inside out. He knows everything about everything.
Look, when you live in a community you sell, it means that you believe in that community.
Yeah.
Why? Because if I sell something to a client today, tomorrow for sure I'm going to see him in a pub there, in a park there.
Yeah.
If he's not happy with his purchase, he come to me, he shout at me.
He won't even buy you a beer.
But I'm so confident about that community. We're going to live in it. We're spending time in there with the family.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So look, B, before we move on and start talking about some exciting stuff, especially the projects that we're working on, the success that we've had, and why we feel it's such a great project, tell the listeners what's different about our agency. Are we just another brokerage? Are we just, doing the same thing? How are we different?
First, I'm going to tell the agents that's why we are different. We don't want them to be underwear and sand. We give them a field which they can be their own self.
Yeah.
We give them the personal branding. They want a website, we give it to them. They want a YouTube, we give it to them. They want marketing expense, we give it to them. We support them in every angle to make more money. We're not just bring them to the office, give them an office phone, so tomorrow if they want to leave, we have to take the phone and all the leads from them as well. No. They can keep their phone, they can keep their laptop, they can call all the leads from their own phones, email them from their own laptop, and tomorrow if they want to leave, they're free to leave. We don't want to keep anyone. But we're going to make an atmosphere so good that no one wants to leave us. And what we were discussing together, whoever join us from the first days, they're going to be partners with us in future. We're not going to own the company. Those people, after 5 years being with us, after 10 years being with us, they can have a share in the company. Tomorrow, if we want to open another division, property management, Airbnb, holiday homes, maintenance, they want to come in, they can. They'll come to us, okay, we can invest this much with you guys. Let us be a partner. Why not?
Yeah. No, that's some good solid incentives. I think just to add to what B said, I think for us now, we're not looking for anybody who's new. We just don't have, I don't think we have the patience for it just yet. And we probably don't have the staff power for it just yet.
It's not the patient, like as we said, join big companies because they're good in trainings. They have proper staff to train you. And they're welcome to join us as well. Okay, but we just cannot support them that much.
Yeah. Not to start with. Yeah. I mean, look, I think with us now, because we're area specialists in the area that we work in, I think what we're looking for is for anybody who's listening, thinking, you know what, I like the sound of this. Yeah, we're actually looking for someone who's self-sufficient, someone who's a self-starter, someone who's actually just doing business already. Someone who's out there in the field. They're known. They do what they do. They may not be happy with the brokerage they're associated with. They want a place where they can feel free. We're not tying anybody to a desk. Any of our brokers, we don't give a monkey's where you are. If you're in Timbuktu closing deals, you're closing deals. And look, ultimately, at the end of the day, if you're not closing anything and if you're taking it easy, it's more for you, because if you're not earning the money, then what's the point of being in the field? So, and like B said, for us, we don't want to be that typical brokerage, but when you leave, within 30 seconds, you're removed from every single WhatsApp group, your email's terminated, your access is off on the CRM, you're gonna do something with that data. With all due respect, the stuff that we had access to was bullshit anyway. Why just remove someone? It's kind of, I think it's almost like a control thing to say that, you know what? Yeah, you don't want to work with us no more? Fuck you, we're going to take you out of all our groups. It's a blessing in disguise when you get removed from those WhatsApp groups, because there's so much nonsense, so much distraction that goes. And there's another tip for brokers. I would say switch off the notifications on any of those groups. Go into those groups as and when you need information, because they can really deter your attention, because there's always a hot new project. We have an exclusive building, we have an exclusive tower, we have an exclusive this. It's just bullcrap. So for us, we've done the opposite. We've invested in some software where brokers can just go onto the software, get information about projects. They can produce reports to send to their clients. We want to make it streamlined. Every single broker that joins us, we want to make sure they have a support with their social media presence, because we find it's very, very important. I've closed from social media many times from putting a small poll on Instagram. So we want to make sure anybody joining us, the team has the same kind of a training and support on socials. We then want every broker to be working under their own brand. Yes, they're associated with us, but we want them to have their own website, We want to build their own website. We want them to have their own brand. So they feel that, look, hey, I'm part of 𝗿𝗏𝗀, but what I truly am is I'm actually my own business, you know. I'm my own thing. I'm getting support in all the areas that I need, and yet I'm not tied to a desk with a chain. I'm respected. These guys like me. There's some kind of social aspect. There's a vision. And I think our vision totally is for our brokers to have the best possible life that they can, you know.
True.
We want to make sure that everybody in our team is succeeding. Everybody in our team is making money. Everybody in our team has those luxuries that they want to enjoy, a car, a home, vacations, jewelry, whatever it might be that ticks your boxes or floats your boat.
We want to grow together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's boring if two owners of the company are stinking rich and everybody else is struggling to even pay their rent, you know?
Exactly.
So for us, it's very much a business that's lifestyle, where we want to change people's lifestyles and we want to help people to reach whatever their goals might be as well.
I cannot agree more.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So look, before we move on, if there is anybody thinking, I like what B and James are talking about, you know, drop us a message. Where we are on social media and quite easy to find as well. So yeah, let's have a discussion. Oh, so B, let me ask you a quick question before we move on.
Yeah.
How important is content for brokers? Because I know you're one of those guys that never used to like doing content. You're one of those. B's always been that kind of broker that's, he's a silent broker. Like, he'll be sitting on his desk and then you just get a notification. B's closed the deal. He's closed the deal. He's closed the deal. And you're thinking, I ain't never seen this guy put anything on social media. And like, you know, he's always looking sharp in a suit. And where are these deals coming from? So I know in the early days you didn't really like social media, but how important do you think it is in today's game?
I think it depends on your business partner. No, to be honest, it play an important role in real estate especially, and not only Instagram. We're talking about Meta, we're talking about Google, we're talking about YouTube. Even now, I'm seeing TikTok. People are selling through TikTok, which the first day when someone introduced TikTok to me, I said, look, this is for teenagers. If you want to sell, I don't know, lollipops, phone cases, okay, TikTok will work. But for real estate, no. But now we are even seeing that people above 45 years old, they're using TikTok.
Oh, yeah, the older generation love it.
And they're buying from TikTok.
Yeah.
They're inquiring from TikTok. So it plays a very important role. And I believe everyone should have a presence in social media.
Yeah, yeah.
Doesn't matter which platform. If they feel more comfortable with Instagram, let them do the Instagram only.
Yeah.
If they feel more comfortable with the YouTube, let them do YouTube only. But it's important.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I'm an old style. I'm not a fan of CRM, social media, but I started. All my closing were coming from referrals and patience.
Yeah.
I had clients who inquired about renting a 300,000 dirham property. Until today, he bought 6 million dirham from me. This is one more important thing in real estate, which everyone has to know. Patience.
Patience, yeah.
Leads will come to you today, but he will not close today. It might take 9 months, 8 months. And we were there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a very patient game. You gotta learn how to control your emotions and your feelings as well. But on social media, so look, when I started in business all those years ago, or when I was younger, you know, people used to pay for TV adverts. You know, people would pay for radio adverts. And now, today, you can start a YouTube channel and you can become your own TV channel. You know, you can put content out there for free. You know, and I do believe it's going to get to a point where social media won't be free, because it's a platform that people can utilize to build businesses. Radio advertising, what we're doing right now. You can jump on a podcast. You know, you can record a podcast that people will listen to. Any message you want to get through into your podcast, you can get through your podcast. You know, whatever message you want to put out there. And then you've got Facebook, where you can build communities. You know, you can build a community of people, like-minded people in the same group, talking, interacting, doing all of that. Twitter, or X as it's known, allows you to put quick thoughts out. Instagram, you can put a live vlog of your whole life, projects, what's going on, deals. So there's really, really, really no excuse at all, man. It's all out there. There's a target for there's a social media platform that targets your audience in every different way. So I think for us, that's the reason why even as a brokerage, we have a budget in our brokerage and an allowance for each agent to go out there and create content. And we're very, very supportive of that.
True. And we're going to support them to the end. We're just not going to promise them that we're supporting them today.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we'll forget about them. No, whatever they make, we're going to be there. We're going to help them to, even for the scripts.
Yeah.
Even to share the reels,
Sure.
to do the collaboration with the company. All these things, these are the small things, but these will work.
Yeah.
Look, and just going back how important the social media is, before, when your company didn't have a website, you couldn't reach to the clients.
Yeah.
Now we reach the day that if someone is searching for you, they're not going into Google anymore to search for your website. They're coming in Instagram search for your name, for your company name, to see what you have.
You know, and we were talking about this yesterday, the power of a brand. And no matter what company you're associated with, people are going to buy from the broker. So the broker needs to have a good brand. So it's simple. It's a simple formula. When someone knows you, they like you, they'll buy from you. Know, like, buy. It's simple as that, yeah? And for people to know you, you have to create content. You have to put value out there so people know who you are, you know? There's a good saying that my good friend Charlie says, Charlie Johnson from Charlie Johnson Fitness. He always says the best known always beats the best. And so whenever I say to him, Charlie, I'm having a mental block with content, he'll always say, James, the best known beats the best. And he lives by that philosophy, you know? And this is someone who closes big numbers and buys an apartment from him every other month. You know, it's not like he's buying one and forgetting. Every other month he'll be back. What you got for me, guys? What am I buying this month? You know? So being known on social media is hugely important, I feel. And, you know, it's all good us talking about it. We have to take a leaf out of our own book because sometimes we can get lazy creating content.
Yeah.
But we have a fixed day now. You know, before this podcast, we were on site for 3.5 hours and we've recorded, you know, enough content to see us through for next week. And then we're back again to record more content. So, you know, and as business owners, we've got so many things going on, but we still see the value in creating content for real estate.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I started.
Yeah. So look, I want to talk about Town Square, but what I want to do first of all is I want to get this map up on the screen. What we want to do is, if you guys can see this screen here, we will record an actual video on this, but we want to give you kind of like a quick overview of what Dubai is. And I think B does this really, really well because he gave me a quick lesson in this when we were talking about Dubai a little while ago. So obviously, if anybody watching this right now, you got that funny looking thing there that everybody knows what that is. That can be seen on the screen, yeah? You can see that on the screen?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so we will record another video on this, but what we've got there, B, is the Palm Jumeirah, right?
It's a Palm Jumeirah. Yeah, it's a prime location in Dubai. Everyone knows it.
Sure. But I mean, as an investor, what would you say about that area right now?
Look, Palm Jumeirah, people who bought in the first stage, they're making maybe 1,000, 10,000% appreciation, something like this.
Yeah.
But now, it's a very good location to buy, renovate, and resell.
Okay.
It's an amazing location because, look, Dubai real estate market is, I'm always saying, is like a baby. We just reached the first phase of renovation, which is like 15 years.
Yeah.
And now this place is a gold mine. If you buy on the right price, you get a good and right company to do the construction and renovation for you. You can make a crazy premium.
But as a newbie investor coming on board right now is completely out, right? If you're looking at something as an entry level, I mean, look, let's just if we just have a quick look at this project here, which is, you know, some villas. I mean, look at the price. Look, $13 million. That's not going to be in everybody's kind of, you know, investment level. And I always say this is probably a bad example because it's a really expensive building, but you know, what you're looking at is prices is in several tens of millions, you know, to get into. 7 times, I mean, look, it says thousand $US, which is again a lot of money for
It's
somebody.
for the studio.
Yeah, for a studio apartment. So I always say to people, like, look, when you're looking at the Palm, you just need to remember that this is, it's probably for high net individuals who just want a signature piece.
If
I
you
feel.
have, I always tell people, if you have $25 million, that's a good area to start.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my personal opinion, yes, it's nice when you're on the Palm. I love it. It's a great place. There's a lot to do. But the fact that there's one road on and one road off during busy times is going to frustrate the hell out of you, you know? And I think that leads me nicely onto our next area, which is Dubai Marina, right? Which is, let me zoom out.
Which is there. Like in Dubai Marina. Go down.
Sorry, my connection skills here are not very good.
Yep.
Where are we here, yeah?
Yeah, Dubai Marina.
So look, again, Dubai Marina, everybody's, this pink area here, Dubai Marina. So everybody's heard of the Dubai Marina. Whenever I speak to somebody very, very early on, they're always like, James, look, I want an Airbnb in Dubai Marina. And I'm like, so does every other guy, you know? But just factor in a couple of things now. This area is 20 years old. So yes, it's very, very well established. But you got some serious issues with traffic.
True.
You know? And what really scares me is you've got Imar Beachfront coming here, right? Just here. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
You got the beachfront coming right there. So what the hell happens when all of that hands over? What happens to the traffic around Marina?
Look, even right now, if you even try to enter or exit from Marina on 6 p.m., you're stuck for minimum 1 hour there.
Yeah.
Minimum 1 hour. As you said, and I agree, it's an amazing area for Airbnb. Doesn't matter which building you're buying. If you have enough budget, let's say around 1.5 million, it's the best area to invest in and get the highest ROI you can on short-term rental.
Okay.
Because there are so many facts. Like one, it's close to the beach. We have a marina walk. We have metro stations. We have tram going there. It's easily to get the taxi there. It's a paradise for the tourists.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love to stay there. But as you said, and I agree, even I cannot live there myself, and I don't recommend anyone, if they are an end user, to buy in Marina. For beachfront, that's a different story, because you have, I believe we're gonna issue that traffic. We're gonna face that traffic issue in beachfront as well. But the good thing is that you have 2 entry and exits.
Yeah.
Like one from Sufuh, one from 𝗚𝗏 Road. Again, all of them would come to Sufuh, but it will give you the options.
Yeah.
And we have only limited towers there. It's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, only 24 towers, not more than that. Because the rest will be the terminal for the cruise, for the yachts, and only 24 tower for MR will be on the beach line.
Okay. So those would probably be the 2 most lucrative areas and the most expensive areas people are investing in, right?
Yes. Can I just give you a general idea? If you zoom out, when someone doesn't know about Dubai, I'm always telling them, look, we divide Dubai into 3 zones.
Yeah.
The first zone is a beachfront.
Yeah.
Like
Zone 1, like London Zone 1, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zone 1. It's a beachfront, which we have Dubai Marina, Palm Jumeirah. We have Jumeirah itself, but Jumeirah, it's not a freehold area. Only GCC can buy. GCC locals can buy. Then recently we have Mina Rashid, Dubai Maritime City. These are all on the front line of the sea. Then we come to the second zone, which is Sheikh Zayed Road, Downtown and Business Bay, which you have Jumeirah Lake Towers, Business Bay, Barsha, Downtown. Then if you go, you have, these are the areas which people can buy only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other areas like Barsha will be again GCC locals only. Then we have Zone 3, which we come further. We come to Al Khail Road, Emirates Road, Al Maktoum Airport. These areas will all counted as a Zone 3.
Yeah.
Because they are like 20 minutes drive to the downtown of Dubai. In these areas, look, on the Zone 1 and Zone 2, there are no more plots. It's done.
Yeah.
So we have development coming, but they already launched. you cannot find it on a, what can I say, on pre-launch prices.
Sure.
It's too high right now.
Yeah, you're paying premium price for it.
Yes.
You're paying more than premium price at the moment, yeah.
But again, it's good for the end user. It's good for the people who wants to earn on rentals.
Yeah.
It's good for them. But now the main focus of Dubai is this area, which is Zone 3. We have JVC, JVT, Dubai Hills. Then we come further. We have Damac Hills 1. We have Arabian Ranches. We have Mira Oasis. And we have Town Square. These areas are all in Zone 3.
Yeah.
And after they announced the big news for Al Maktoum Airport, which gonna have like 260 million passengers.
Which is around here, right?
Here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Which is gonna have 260 million passengers per day. These areas the prices will increase crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those are the area which you need to focus on
Yeah.
as an investor.
And I think that leads us on to nicely onto where we are and where we're working. So firstly, look, big up Genie Maps. Genie Maps here, we use it all the time. They're not sponsoring our podcast, but
But they're good.
Ivan, if you want to sponsor a few episodes, we'll quite happily take your sponsorship so we can continue making content. But
I'm always referring to GenieMap as a Google of off-plan projects.
absolutely. Yeah, it's a very, very good piece of software. So if you can see on the screen, guys, those watching on YouTube, you'll see a lot of yellow area here, undeveloped land, and this is where they're talking about the new 2030 vision, the 2040 vision. Obviously, the airport's been announced. All of that now is becoming an area of interest. And me and B have been talking about this area, banging on about this area for the last 2 years. People are always like, oh, James is too far, And that's the only thing, that's the only objection we've ever had is it's too far. And granted, Damac Hills 2, which you can see in blue there, it is far. I'm not going to lie, it is far, but it was the highest transacted area last year in the whole of townhouses and villas. Now, why is that?
Look, because I'm always saying that the people who are buying, the level of the people who are buying in Dubai is changing. Before, I'm talking about 2020, 2021 after COVID. It was only investors. They were looking for a small ticket size, studio flats with a payment plan, post-handover payment plan to buy something in Dubai as an investment. Now we are having people who are buying for themselves. They're end users. They're buying off-plan projects for themselves to come and live in it after 2 years, 3 years. They're making their retirement plan to stay in Dubai. So why the Damac Hills had highest transaction? Because still you can get townhouses below 2 million dirham.
Yeah.
And it's a community. Although it's far, it's like 40 minutes drive.
We're talking a 5-bed townhouse, by the way, for 1.85 or 1.89.
Exactly. And it's a community. So it's important for people to live in the community now.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, look, it's they've gone through various rebrands with Damac Hills too. It seems to have this black cloud hanging over it. But I feel that black cloud is moving. There's some sunny spells coming there now because a lot of people are talking about it. And I think all the areas in between that are areas now of interest. Like you can see clearly on the map, it's yellow. It's yellow for a reason because there's not a lot going on around there. But if you look at the success of the borderline, where the borderline is there, where Town Square is. If we zoom into Town Square now, if we look at this borderline where Damac Hills is, Damac Hills 1, you've got Sustainable City, you've got Arabian Ranches. All of these communities are strong. These communities have appreciated massively, and that success in those communities is knocking down into the other communities. So like I always say, Town Square is riding the success of, say, Damac Hills, is riding the success of, say, Mudon, is riding the success of, say, Sustainable City, because those areas have become so popular. I remember when I came to Dubai, I had a listing in Sustainable City with, what's his name? Lulu or something.
He was a painter.
Yeah, really nice guy. And he wanted 3 million for a 3-story villa in Sustainable City. And at the time, we thought that was too high in price. You look at that now, that's peanuts. And that's in what? In just over a year? And that effect is coming through on every single thing we see moving down. That is why myself and B, our main area of focus for the last year has always been Town Square. Over here, as you can see in green. Now, the beautiful thing I find about Town Square is people don't realize what it's like until you step through the doors and you come into Town Square. You know, the beautiful thing about this place is, you know, it's been designed by the ex-CEO of 𝗚𝗎, so he understands master communities. Fred Drury is his name. And he was in charge of designing and constructing downtown.
True. He's a master in
Arabian
building master
ranches.
communities. Yeah.
You know, if you look at his Wikipedia page, it says he is a master of master communities.
True.
You know, so when someone like that comes along and decides, okay, I'm bringing something new to town, people need to shut their mouth and listen, because you know this guy knows what he's talking about. And the minute you walk around Town Square and you drive around Town Square, you quickly realize that, hold on a second, how is this community so well connected? Like, everything just flows nicely, you know? No offenses against JVC, but nothing clicks. It's like a Lego box where none of the pieces fit.
There's
Whereas
no
here in
harmony.
Town Square, everything nicely slots together. And this is a testament to the guy. And look at his background. He's been with 𝗚𝗎. 𝗚𝗎 are known for building great projects.
Great communities.
Great
and
communities.
projects.
Okay, let's say that. Yeah, absolutely. Correct me there. You're right. Great communities. Now,
They're amazing in building communities and maintaining the communities.
yes.
Look at Emirates Hills.
Yeah,
Look at Dubai Hills is new, but look at downtown.
yeah.
These areas are like
Even Arabian ranches.
15, 16 years old.
Yeah,
Still, when you walk in, it's like brand new.
yeah. That's exactly what we were saying this morning when we were walking to the car through the car park. I'm like, look how well maintained the car park is. And that's one of the areas that flops so quickly. So, look, the whole focus with Town Square was about being a community. It was supposed, you know, when it was introduced, it was supposed to be 𝗚𝗎's version of an affordable community. You know, they introduced it as an affordable brand for, you know, middle-class working people that couldn't afford Emirates Hills, couldn't afford Arabian ranches. So they wanted to bring a product in that was affordable. Now, I remember speaking to some of the early owners around there, and they were like, you know, I really took a risk on this place, man. I bought a 3-bedroom villa for 1.2 million, 1.3 million. And at the time, I was shitting myself. I didn't know really what's going to happen. You go around there now, man, those same villas are 3 million, 2.8 million, 2.9 million. And these guys are laughing because the villas or the townhouses are not great. I live in one myself. Yeah, it's a great build, don't get me wrong. They're nothing fantastic.
No.
But the community
It's amazing.
is amazing there. Like, give the listeners example here. Like, 7 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, my son jumps on his bike and he's off. He's out. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a 7-year-old that can get on his bike and go out in a community. And I'm sitting there drinking my coffee and I am not at all worried because I know he's perfectly safe. You know, he can go anywhere in the community. He can leave the cluster. He can go somewhere else. Because I know
Nothing will happen.
the minute he leaves the cluster, he's on CCTV. The minute he's walked down the road, people know where he is, you know. And this is a testament to, first of all, 𝗚𝗎, basically because, you know, Fred trained under 𝗚𝗎.
Yes.
You know, so Mohammed Alaba, you know, you got to take your hat off to him because a lot of the influences from what he's done throughout the 𝗚𝗎 communities are shining through here.
Look,
And why can people not see this?
once I remember I sent a video to my client and I said, look, I'm here in Dubai Hills. And he believed it.
Mm.
And he said, okay, let's meet. I sent him a location of Town Square. He was pissed at me because he said, it's too far. I'm driving like 25, 30 minutes to there. Once he come inside the community and saw the community, he was just like, shut up.
Yeah.
He didn't speak anything.
Yeah.
And the same guy bought two bedrooms from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I'm always saying it's an affordable location of Dubai Hills
Yeah.
with half of the price. You can get a 1-bedroom here for, let's say now 780, 800,000 dirham.
Yeah.
With 10%, you can get a 2-bedroom for 1.3 million,
Yeah.
which you can never get anywhere in Dubai right now.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the quality community and well-maintained community.
Yeah.
Whatever I sold in this community, it was just by bringing the client in. That's it. They were 95% sold. The other 5% was just choose the right unit.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And you only have to walk around this community and you see what's going on. You know, the likes of Five Guys, the likes of Nando's, the likes of Starbucks, KFC, Pizza Hut, Hardee's. All of these big brands are here. In fact, Town Square has more amenities, restaurants. It even has its very own pub, you know, which a lot of communities can't say they have. A petrol station, 3 supermarkets, everything is here. A dog park. It's a perfectly pet-friendly community. So any European Europeans love dogs. They love more than one dog. I have a dog. And the great thing is you can go anywhere around this community with your dog. You know, so it's got so many plus points for it. And I just feel it's been a very undervalued community, but underrated, and undervalued.
Undervalued as well,
but not for long.
No. Now people are noticing it.
Yeah.
Look, and I can say it's the only developer who are selling off-plan properties under the secondary market properties in terms of prices.
Yes.
No one can say this in any other communities in Dubai.
Yeah.
JVC, I remember I was buying studios there for 370,000. Now it's 850.
And you know the great thing is, it's a 70% complete community.
70% complete.
30,000 people live here. You can walk around the community. You can go there. You can see it. You can experience it. You can feel it. You can live it. And another plus point for investors is there's data. There's sales data that shows you what stuff's selling for, what stuff rents for. So when myself and B tell you that a 2-bedroom will make you 120 and you jump onto Property Finder and you see older places for 115, 120, 125 and you think, okay, these guys weren't chatting crap. They jump onto Airbnb and they start seeing units in Airbnb for 800 dirhams a night or 500 dirhams a night.
Let's say something for Airbnb, because when we are offering this to people, some of the agents also might say that these locations are not working for Airbnb. These locations have different segments, have different clients.
Yeah.
Look, when we're talking about Marina, those are daily rentals, tourists. Here, when we are talking about Airbnb, these are the people who are working in Dubai. They just came to Dubai. They have to wait 1 or 2 months to get their ID card, to get the visa sorted. So they have to rent an Airbnb.
Yeah.
Or those who are like traveling to Dubai to work for a company for 5-6 months and they want to rent a place for 5-6 months. These are different types of peoples.
Yeah. And
so
you know,
it will work.
People forget that you've got the 𝗷𝗫 cycle track there, you know, and this is a world famous cycle track where people come to cycle. And it's an 80 kilometer, I think they have an 80 kilometer round track that people cycle most mornings. And people actually fly into Dubai, stay in Town Square for a week of cycling, you know, and it's there on the doorstep.
True.
You know, and I want to give you another little example, B. So you got Mira, yeah? You got Mira Oasis across the road from Town Square. It's an Emaar community.
It's Miras.
No,
Mira Oasis.
Mira Oasis.
Not Cherrywood.
Yeah, not Cherrywood. It's a Emaar community, so the villas are fantastic.
Yeah, amazing.
The community is good. The villas are fantastic. The build quality is good, but there's a lack of community there.
It's just villas.
Absolutely.
And a swimming pool.
And a Starbucks, and that's it. And that's why we've experienced people actually moving from Mira Oasis across the road into Town Square because of the community.
We have the same issue with Cherrywood as well.
Yeah. Again, another fantastic development up here, which was delayed quite a lot. And again, I was working on this area when I first came into Dubai, and lack of community. Shitty amenities there, you know. I don't understand. What do you think? Somebody's going to buy a 4-bedroom villa for 4 million and not worry about anything around it? So, you know, this is prime example why we're always banging on about the powers in the community, and we've demonstrated it time and time again with the area that we focus on. So look, what we wanted to also talk about is as myself and B, we have sold probably close to 50 units here, which not bad for two guys,
Yeah.
you know,
In a year.
who were originally just freelancing before we set up an office. So it's a lot of people missed out on units, especially park units. Now, if you don't know Town Square, go and have a look. They have the Central Park, which is here. And the Central Park has a lot of amenities in there. You know, you've got the bar there, the pub there, places to eat. So people want to be in the central vicinity there. A lot of people missed out on getting units in the Central Park. Now, we've been shared a rumor that there's a new block coming. In fact, we know it's coming. We've been told about it. And because we're now at a stage where we're closing such large numbers with this company, we've been given allocation to some stock. So if anybody's actually listening and thinking, you know, hell, we want to try and get one of these units, we can almost guarantee you a prime unit. You know, the relationship that we've built, the time we've spent with management, the time we've spent with 𝗚𝗂 talking to them, saying, look, if we're going to solely focus on this area, you as a developer have to guarantee us that when we bring a client to you, they can get a unit.
Let's say if they show their interest, it's not almost guaranteed. It's guaranteed units.
It's a guaranteed unit. Absolutely.
It's just a matter of time.
Yeah. And we're that confident that we can say to our clients now, look, if you're ready, let's get our expression of interest in. It's just a formality that they want you to follow. But we can guarantee you that we can get you a unit. And I strongly feel that this is probably the last time in this block that you're going to be able to get a unit at such a low price.
I agree.
Because we've seen it. When we sold units in Symphony, they were 1 million dirhams for a 2-bedroom, 1,000 square foot. And that quickly rose. And we're somewhere near 1.3 now, 1.35.
For the back view units, not even park view.
Exactly. So the beauty of this new building also is that it's going to give you park view, it's going to give you pool view in two. There's some duplexes coming up. So anybody who missed out on townhouses, because if at least 5 people ask me every day, James, you got any townhouses? Nope, nothing. You know, people were fighting for townhouses when they were released. So duplexes really work out to be the next best thing for anybody looking in Town Square there. So yeah, I think
and let's say another fact that here we don't have those bullshit payment plan.
yeah.
1%, 1%, 1%, then 7%, then 1%. Like, it's too complicated. They're selling to you as a 1% payment plan, but they're selling it to you in a higher price as well.
Yeah, the 1% payment plan,
look,
man.
in this hot market, if someone is offering you the post handover payment plan, they're taking the interest from you. Okay, I know when you take the handover, maybe you can rent it out and pay half of your installments, not full.
Yeah. So the prices are just shocking. Like, you know, 1.5, 1.6 million for studios or 1-bedrooms.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're taking the interest from you.
Yeah, and people think just because it's a 1% payment plan, you actually end up paying more.
And it's not 1%.
Yeah.
Like, you have 10 1%, then you have 5%, then you have 10 1%, then you have 7%.
Yeah. So you're suddenly at exactly where you would be.
Yeah, just an example. I sold 2 units next to each other. I sold in one for 2 million for a 2-bedroom. Another developer was offering a same size unit for 2.4 million with the post handover payment plan. Here we had 40%, 60%. There we have 60% until handover and 40 post handover. But they were selling it to my client for 2.4 million, 400,000 extra.
Wow, they're building the profit in, or the interest in, like you said.
He bought it for 2 million. Even now, before the handover, he can get easily, worst case scenario, 100K thousand profit within less than 6 months.
Yeah.
And here we have only like 10% down, 10% after 2 months, 10% in every 6 months.
Yeah.
And then you are free until the handover, which is 50%.
Yeah. Look, I think anybody who's interested in getting into a real estate investment, me and B call this a very it's a low risk investment. You know, it's a low risk. We're not saying it's a high risk, a medium risk even. It's a very low risk because There's proven track record. There's multiple exit strategies in the sense that we can flip the property for you, we can rent the property for you, or we can manage the property for you under our Airbnb arm. Now, the beauty of working with someone like us at 𝗚ጵ is that we're not just here to sell you a unit and then say, bye-bye, we never see you again. I have this analogy where I say, when you work with us, it's not a one-night stand. You know, it's not just in, out, shake it all about, and off you go. For us, you like that, huh? It's not an in, out, shake it all about. You know, this is very much a marriage where we're with you for the whole of the stage. We very, very much want to be standing on completion day, handover day, in an apartment that you're so proud of, and we're toasting with a glass of champagne, whereas most brokers just want to sell you shit and you'll never see them again.
We're not even in Dubai after the handover.
Absolutely. They don't care. For us, this is very much that we want to make sure you are looked after on day one when you sign that reservation and pay your reservation fee. We want to make sure your SPA agreements, if you need us to deal with them in the sense that you want us to pick them up, bring them to you, make your life a lot easier to sign. We facilitate with payments. We understand there's certain countries that have got trouble moving funds. We have facilities in place for that. We have a lot of clients that are using crypto. We're moving crypto across for people, arranging those kind of payments. We work with one of the best FX exchange companies that saves our clients 6 to 7% on fees. And those guys are part of our network. We have, not that you need a conveyancing team, but if you were reselling it, you may need a conveyancing team. We have a property management team. We have maintenance, cleaners, everything. So this is not just a sell you a project and say, bye-bye, take our commission. In fact, we probably end up doing 10 to 20 times more work than any other agent because we want to make sure we're staying in contact with you and making sure that things are delivered for you. So I think that's a great bonus when you work with us.
What we only want from our clients to pay their installment on time.
That's it. That's
everything else is taken care of.
We'll take care of it. And look, we even say to our clients, if you've got a situation where you may not be able to make your payment on time, if you're going to be delayed, like, look, don't hide. Come and have a conversation with us. At least we can go and present it to the developer. And we did that recently where a client was 115 days late making a payment. And it transpired that he'd been conned and he'd had some money stolen from him, so he couldn't make the payment. And, you know, 𝗚ጵ was so good. They came up with a plan, they worked with him. They knew he was stressed. He was very stressed. I mean, in fact, he was in tears as a grown man. But the company didn't take the piss out of him. They actually cared about how he was, you know, and formulated a plan to help him. So I think with us, as long as you've got open communication with us, we're going to make sure we look after you right from the start and make sure you've got a fruitful investment and that you're telling everybody about us.
We had another client wanted to delay their payment for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They wanted to submit and like PDC, post-dated checks, which no developer will accept. But they managed it.
Yeah.
And they helped us. Like, as I said, all we want from them, pay the installment on time, or even if you can't, just let us know. We'll take care of even that one. Everything else is on us.
And I think that's the relationship that we've built with 𝗚ጵ. So look, let's before we wrap it up, let's have a quick look at why we feel people should be buying 𝗚ጵ. We have our own very nice presentation, or a short presentation, just to. Okay, this looks like an old one maybe, but hey, there we go. So okay, let's have a quick look. So town square, we say spot the opportunities, don't just follow the crowd. So don't do what everybody else is doing. Carve out your own niche. When everybody turns left, you turn right. You know, don't be a goat, be a lion. You know, do something different. And that's me posing with the town square sign outside the dog park, because that's how much I love it myself. So look, looking at some of the data here, the rental demand and rental yields, we've compared town square to JVC because everybody talks about JVC as being a great place for rental. So we thought, let's pitch it against the highest area there that we feel is doing well. So you can see there, town square, gross rental yields at 8.7%. It sits just underneath. In fact, it sits in line with JVT.
JVT and JVC even is lower.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, there you go. 8.1%, and we're at 8.7%. Community gross rental yields, you can see how popular the community is as well. We're at 7.2, 7.5%, and it's outdone areas like Moudon and Amira, the Springs, and these are areas that are surrounding it. So you can see it's had a nice little push there as well. Since December 2020, average prime rents in Dubai have witnessed a significant increase of 62%. You can there see as well where we're sitting incomparable to the rest of the country with our rentals. So quick overview. Like, look, 3,000 townhouses, 18,000 apartments. There's more apartments coming, and 70% complete. All of this is done, dusted, ready. 10-kilometer green jogging trails, and that's actually, you can run around the whole trail there. 13-kilometer cycle trail, and that's inside. That's not including Al Qudra cycle track. You got 260 square meters of green area. The place is flooded with trees.
260,000 square meters.
Sorry, 260,000. Correct.
And
okay.
at 50,000 square meter park.
Yes.
So in general, you have like 310,000 square meter of green area only.
So when people say, "Yeah, I don't really want to move to Dubai. It's just sand." In fact, it's not really. There's a lot of trees there as well. 8,000 square meters of sports area. There's lots of sports facilities going on. Yeah. You know, one thing we didn't say, most communities cater for little children. They have our community is great. We have a kiddies pool. They can swim
kids
around. Kids playing area. What the hell happens when your kid becomes a teenager? You know, Town Square is probably one of the only communities that's thought about that.
What the hell happened with the owner of the property? You are the one who's paying for the property.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
You need basketball court. You need football court.
Yeah. Basketball courts, football courts, paintballing, surfboarding. What else have they got? Skate park. So they have really thought about the community, and this is a testament. It's another testament to 𝗚ጵ, who's a guy who come up with the concept here. That he's not only thought about the little kids, he's thought about when the kids become teenagers, you know?
Look, we keep saying Town Square is a community, but it's a city within the city.
Absolutely.
If you don't want to go to the office, you don't need to leave this place.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I see so many people just on laptops sitting in the park working, you know? It's got that very millennial lifestyle. And, you know, Town Square was one of the first places where, when Una Apartments was made, it was designed for millennials. You know, and what is a millennial? Someone who, you know, bit of a laptop lifestyle. Yeah. I actually made, I made the cut for millennial just by 1 year. Otherwise, I would have been on the boomers or whatever they're known as. So I'm quite happy about that. But yeah, Una Apartments, it was, you know, they got shared office space in B. They've got areas where you can jump on the drums and the guitar. People can jam together. Loads of different coffee shops. Little corners where people can sit on their laptops and work. They've really thought about this whole co-working space. And who was thinking about that all those years ago? Nobody.
Nope.
These guys, testament to Fred again. Thanks, Fred. And then the big brands across the bottom, like you said, Candylicious, Subway, Tim Hortons. I didn't even talk about Tim's. You got Baskin Robbins.
All the big brands.
All the big brands are there. You don't need to leave this place.
MMI,
yeah, for everybody who likes to have a drink. And look at the interiors there. You know, it just oozes Emaar quality. You can see it there. You know, it's fantastic. And this is exactly how it is. You know, it's not just a visual that it's not a true visual. This is exactly how it is.
Look, they can come and see us in sales center. We have a show apartment there. They have a show apartment there.
Yeah. We can show you around. Anybody who wants to have a look. Again, you know, carousel, kids fountain, kids train, kids play area, a splash park. We didn't even talk about the splash park. Squash, basketball courts, wave rider. Location, people always talk about the location being too far. It's 22 minutes from the Dubai Mall. It's well connected as well with the Etihad Rail. Oh, we didn't even talk about the metro station. Yeah.
The metro station is coming, but also we have the Etihad Rail as well.
Yeah.
Etihad Rail, which will connect all the GCC countries like UAE, Oman, Qatar. It will connect each other.
Yeah. Imagine that, and that's on your doorstep.
And let's not forget this, you're only 21 minutes away of the new airport.
Yeah, which is a massive plus point. You know, I've been telling investors, I was actually quite excited when the airport was announced because I was calling the investors to say, look, that news we've been waiting for has now been announced. It's like, James, what does that mean? I go, look, you got to remember, these guys are building 5 runways right next to each other, which means there's going to be a shitload of planes taking off every few minutes, you know? And then when you build an airport that size, people need to move to that area.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
And the great thing is, Town Square is 21 minutes away. It's a community that's already very well established.
And by that time, it will be 100%.
100% finished, whilst the other communities are just starting. This will be a 15-year-old community by then, you know? So people are going to want to move here and live here. It's going to become a desirable place to live, which means the rents are going to go up. So anybody getting in now is getting in at the right time, because 2.5 years for build time. After that, you can rent it, Airbnb, do what you want. And then when the airport traffic hits, oh my God, I don't even want to imagine what they're going to be worth in sales. I'm just waiting for those phone calls from my clients saying, James, you know what? I'm so glad I listened to you.
And I'm waiting for the phone calls for the clients that say, oh, it's a shame. I wish I was buying 2 or 3. I just bought 1.
Yeah. And then you're going to have those clients saying, oh, I should have bought 1. You know, it's always like that. So what we got here. So look, it's just showing on the location map again. If you see the blue line just below where the blue line is, that's where the new concentration is coming for where a lot of the focus is for Dubai. I don't know what. Okay, there we go. And this is the area that we're concentrating on. And what me and B are doing right now is we are actually researching new projects and new areas in and around this area to bring to our clientele. We're not one of those people that just every day when a notification comes in from a developer, we have a hot project that we send it out to a mailing list. In fact, there's times when we don't even look at projects for months and months and months because we're solely focused on bringing the best to our clients. So at the moment, we're researching several projects and we will be bringing more of an array to our clients. Again, location-wise, perfectly located. You know, it's now that does not seem far at all, does it be? With the Al Maktoum Airport announced, it seems very like it's almost, just bring Town Square into Dubai.
Look, even right now, if you want to reach to the metro station, you have like 25 minutes drive only, which is Mall of the Emirates.
Yeah.
It's not
No.
It's not that far.
Oh, and we even forgot to say this, that any resident of Town Square gets access to Town Square's very own transport that has a bus that leaves every 15 minutes that goes to the Mall of Emirates. And that runs from 5 in the morning right until 1 in the evening. So you have a service. So people can't say, oh, I'm not connected. How do I get to work? Get on the bloody bus. It's free, you know? Just some key facts. Dubai Metro and Etihad Rail residents of Town Square will enjoy the benefits of well-connected network. Are properties near the new Etihad rail line set for a price boost? I believe absolutely they are. Most attractive area for property investors in Dubai revealed. Despite declining real estate prices, Dubai Marina was found to remain a solid real estate investment alongside 4 other established or up-and-coming areas. Number 1 being Town Square, Mira, Sports City, Studio City, and the Marina. So this is data from Arabian Business and the figures are from Property Finder. So it's credible resources. And there you have it, the metro. We got this from the Dubai Development Authority.
It's for government of Dubai,
Yeah.
Dubai Development Authority.
And it is on their plan. Look at that. There's a metro station right outside Town Square. So don't say we didn't tell you. It's not information we've got from Dave down the pub when he's been pissed. It's actual information that we've sourced from credible sources. So this is going to absolutely blow the place away. You know, I feel.
I agree. And look, even that's a metro line. Even everything else, they already have a plan for it. We have a clinic there. We're going to have the green areas.
Yeah.
In this map, we can show people it's not only the town square and Nishama who are talking about things. It's the government of Dubai, which they gave them the plan and they have to follow.
Yeah. So this is probably the most credible source, right?
Yes. And it's not like JVC. When they sell you something with a pool view, okay, you still have a pool view, but after 2 months, you have a 34-story building up exactly in front of you.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look what we got here. So Property Monitor reports just showing where we are in terms of prices. Look at the prices there, 1,171 per square foot for apartments. If you're looking at something comparable across the way in Marina, you're at what, 2,433?
let's don't forget that 1,171, it's mostly for secondary. Okay. And now we have units with Town Square and Nishama, which we are selling for 1,100 dirham per square feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we'll just quickly touch on the pricing plans, and then we'll wrap the episode up. It's going to get too long. But anybody who wants more information on this, do please reach out to us. But this is an old price plan here that we're looking at when 2 bedrooms were 1.185 million. We sold at those prices. You got to be factoring in about 1.3 million now with this, but it's a very easy 50-50 payment plan where 10% down with your reservation fee, and then it's 10% every 6 months. And the beauty is we can assist you with mortgaging the last 50%. So if you're buying something for with all your fees and everything for, say, example, 1.4 million, you actually only need to make sure you have half of that in 2.5 years, and the rest we can help you with.
Even those who cannot get mortgage, let's say, on 50%, they can get the NOC from Nishama to resell the property.
Yeah.
So they pay 50% until the handover. We get them another client. We sell the property with the profit, and they don't even need to think about the other 50%.
Yeah. So if you're thinking on a flip strategy, that's a very good point. You don't even need to think about the last payment, because we would do a few months before completion. We'll apply for all the NOCs and make sure your property is listed for sale, and we'll hopefully flip it for you at a profit without you even having to pay the last 50%. So imagine this: you've paid 50% and you're going to make a profit on 50%, not 100%. And this is what people forget. That's your return on amount invested, not on your return on equity. So let's get the two things clear, but that's something for another episode.
Yes.
Okay, yearly rentals, this has all changed from when we done it. So look, the power of compounding in real estate, we always say you need to make sure your money is having babies. Okay, if your money's having babies, it means it's growing, it means it's making you money. And we feel in real estate, it's the easiest way to make your money have babies, because you buy a property, you rent it out, you then use that rental to either service part of the mortgage, or if you've been savvy enough and paid off all your investment in the 2 years that it's taken to build, you use that to go again, and then you go again, and then you go again. And then you suddenly realize that, look, if I'm walking away with net profits of, say, 100,000 dirhams per unit, when I've got 5 units, I'm walking away with 500.
I can buy another one.
Exactly, So it's the easiest way of making money. I say it's easy because I've made it look easy because I've done it for a long time. But I do feel some of the most successful and wealthiest people in this world are in real estate. And it's a simple fact.
Look, even the beauty of off-plan in Dubai is you can buy on installments. I'm always telling people, if you have enough money to cover the first 50%, instead of paying 100% for one unit of 2 bedroom, put that 50% in 2 units. By the time of handover, sell one of them, pay for the another one, and take handover of the one.
Yeah.
You have, let's say you have 1.2 million in your account.
Yeah.
Okay. You divide it to 600,000. So you are covered for 2 units until the handover.
Absolutely. Yeah.
By the time of handover, you sell one of them with the profit. You take 600,000 plus the premium, and you pay for the other one.
And off you go again. Yeah.
And you have the other property which you only paid like 70-80% of it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's a lot to talk about, B.
Yes.
I think we'll schedule another episode and we'll go again with some other points that we need to get to. We want to firstly thank Alpha Studios for letting us use their podcast studio today. It's the first time we used it. It's been a fantastic space. Ahmed and his team have looked after us very, very well, and this screen's a fantastic idea. No doubt we'll be back again. So thank you so much for the complimentary 2 hours that you gave us. We truly appreciate that. And again, I think it's evident to see from the conversation me and B have had that we're not your average brokers. We understand a lot more than your average broker understands. And I'd like to think we separate ourselves from the rest in terms of where we crafted this company as investors. What's our tagline, B?
Crafted as an investor for an investor.
Yeah, so crafted by 2 investors who actively invest for investors. So
For investors.
we understand investments. So look, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another episode on the J2 Hub podcast. Also, thank you so much for listening to information on 𝗲𝗲, our new real estate agency. If you want to find out more, I would say go to our company Instagram page, but we just don't have one at the moment.
We'll have soon.
We will have one soon. But yeah, if you want to connect with either of us, you can find us on Instagram. I'll put the notes down in below the show notes. And also, if you want to book a call and find out some more about fantastic opportunities at Town Square, we're happy for you to reach out to us and book a call, and we'll give you the VIP treatment of showing you around, and we might even let you buy us lunch. So thank you again, and we'll see you again.